All right, so I realize that there is a lot going on in this picture, and maybe you struggled with some of it, so I decided to go ahead and we'll write this up and we'll do it together. So the very first thing that you should do is we should put down the given information. We know that AD is a diameter, so I know that ABD is a semicircle and AGD is a semicircle. But I also was given that arc AB was 30, so this is 30 degrees right here. I was told that BC is 70, and I was told that CD is 80. I was also told that arc DE is 50, so 50 in here. And we could easily now find arc AE, because we know in a circle we have 360 degrees. So if I subtract all four of the angles I currently know, I know that arc AE has to be 130 degrees. All right, those arcs are going to help us find the angles. Now you didn't have to do this in order. I did this in order, I think, but you don't have to. There are some that are easier to find if you do another one first. But I can find the measure of angle 1. Angle 1 is a central angle because its vertex is right here at the center of the circle. So angle 1 is a central angle, and angle 1's angle 1's corresponding arc, that angle 1, if I extend it, that it goes with, is 80. I know a central angle equals its arc. Some of you I know freak out when I erase, but I'm going to erase so this doesn't get too messy. The arc that goes with angle 1 is 80, so therefore I know angle 1 has to equal 80 degrees. All right, next, angle 2. Angle 2's vertex is right here on the circle. So here would be angle 2. Here are the two chords that make up angle 2. And if you notice, they intercept this arc right here. We know that arc is 50 because it was given to us, and we know an inscribed angle is half its intercepted arc. So I know that angle 2 has to be 25. All right, I look at angle 3. Angle 3 is another inscribed arc, and it goes with this angle of 30, this arc of 30. So I know angle 3 has to be 15 degrees because it would be half of the 30. All right, going to angle 4. I notice that angle 4 is two chords. And if you notice, angle 4 is not located at the center. It's not a central angle. So we found out yesterday that when we have a pair of vertical angles inside the circle, in order to find that angle, we have to average these two arcs that they go with. So I need to average the 50 and the 30. Well, if I add 50 and 30, I get 80. And if I divide that by 2, I get 40. So angle 4 is 40. All right, let's move on to angle 5. Angle 5 is this angle right here. The angle made with this chord and this tangent. And we also learned yesterday that that angle is half its intercepted arc. And the arc would be this arc right here that goes with that chord. Well, if we know that arc is 50, because it was given to us, well then angle 5 has to be 25 degrees. All right, if we go to angle 6, I see angle 6 has its vertex on the circle. So we know it's half its intercepted arc. Well, its intercepted arc happens to be the 80 and the 70 here. So those go together. And 70 plus 80 is going to be 150. So if I cut that in half, then I know that angle 6 is 75 degrees. All right, going to angle 7. Angle 7 is an exterior angle. So this is our other theorem where we subtract the two intercepted arcs instead of add. If you notice, here would be one arc, which happens to be the 80 plus the 50. So if I have 80 plus 50, that's 130. And then we have this inside arc, which is 30. If I subtract those two and divide by 2, I would get 100 divided by 2, which is 50. So angle 7 right down here would be 50 degrees. All right, we have 3 more left. Angle 8. Angle 8 happens to be made with a tangent and a chord. We know that the intercepted arc of the chord is 130, and so we know angle 8 has to be half of that, or 65. Angle 9 happens to be an inscribed angle, and it actually also intercepts the same arc that angle 8 does. And since it's on the circle, its vertex is right here on the circle, I know angle 9 also has to equal 65 degrees. All right, going to angle 10. Angle 10 is this inscribed angle. It intercepts the arc of 80 plus 50, which is 130, so I know that angle 10 also has to be 65 degrees. All right, so that was kind of a mess. You might want to replay it and look at some of the different ones that I have, but we're going to come down here and I'm going to go ahead and fill in all of those values for you. So for our first one, for the measure of angle 1, we found that to be 80. The measure of angle 2 was 25. The measure of angle 3 was 15. Angle 4 was 40. 5 was 25. 6 was 75. 7 was 50. And then the last 3 were all 65 because they were all inscribed or angles on the circle to the same intercepted arc of 130. All right, that's it for that homework. Now if you guys would please go to page 4 in your packet, you're going to be asked to do numbers 17 through 20. After you do numbers 17 through 20, watch the second video, which is the notes video for the day, and that will help explain what 17 through 20 did. Then you'll be asked to do some homework on page 6.